Okay. Well, our project consists of a gameplay of League of Legends, and we will be playing under the guise of a female player that um, knows how to play, but will identify as a female to the other gamers.
Um, Personally, I am a little more scared because I think because the League of Legends has this harsh stereotype that they look down on women. I'm afraid to reveal um, my specific gender identity, and I'm afraid of the hate I will receive. But I trust in the banning system to help me feel less self-conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall this is going to be a really interesting experiment just because we get to look at how actual players perceive um, females within this community.
Hmm. Yeah, so just going into the game, we already have this assumption that we're probably going to get a little bit of hate. It might be from people that actually do hate that girls play, or it could be from trolls. We don't really know. But we have this initial idea, and we've talked to people about it, and we all got this idea in our head that we're probably going to get a little bit of hate.
Yeah.
So there we go. We're going to play now. Our initial thoughts are we're very surprised about how positive a lot of people have been who we've been talking to. And well, most of it has been pretty, our questions have been pretty well received by everybody. A little bit indifferent, some of them were, but most of them were happy that women were playing. A few um, acknowledged the hate that some of them get, but they keep playing. Most of them were women that we were playing with, different age groups, around teenagers to moms and dads who were like 30 years old. So I mean, it was a pretty diverse community. Do you have any thoughts?
I think it's really interesting because going in, I was expecting a lot of hate and criticism for just like bringing up these kinds of questions because this is somewhat of a touchy topic, and it requires a lot more like thinking and um, a lot of people get really into the game. So I was expecting people to get really annoyed, but that surprisingly didn't happen, and people were really willing to just like talk about their opinions and perspectives, and some of them were willing to like talk to me after the game and tell me more about why they thought a certain way and how well a lot of them were female. Surprisingly, a lot of them were female playing online, but I found out that they have experienced some kind of problem playing the game, but at the same time, it's not stopping them because like overall, it is a very enjoyable experience. And I think that taught me a lot about how my perception of video games is very negative and how I let that stop me sometimes. Um, and yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. We were talking about how looking at our pre-game video, how we were expecting like just to get hate, to get like trolled or something, and to have like almost zero of that was like we're like questioning ourselves, like why did we initially think that we were going to like instantly receive hate just because hey, I'm a girl, I can play too. Like it just like our own preconceived notions of like gaming, of the community, of men. I mean, not that there's no hate. There is hate. Like we did see some women like talk about how they did get hate, but at the same time, it's just like it, it wasn't that bad, or it wasn't like instant like oh I dislike you for your gender, you know.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think something that came up was like one of the characters or players pointed out that age is a really big portion of why there's so much hate online because some people just aren't mature enough, whether it be because of age or just personality. Maybe people take it too seriously. Um, and I think I got lucky because I played with a group that was relatively close to my age or older. We did play with like people that were like 30 years old, so that was really interesting because I didn't know this game attracted to that demographic of people. So I definitely learned a lot, and I think the point of this was just to bring awareness to the culture of video game. I learned that it's not so much hate; it's more about community and having fun. And
Well, we also have to keep in mind that the games that we were playing were not that competitive. If you look at the forums, a lot of the discussion was talking about how not how women play, but how like women play in the pro league, and I feel like it's different. Like once it gets more and more competitive, then they start like, and a lot of them are not a lot of them, but some of them were pretty negative, uh, saying how women are just like inherently not competitive people, how we're like pushovers, how we expect to get what we want because we have a vagina. So yeah, I think like the more competitive it gets, the more like there is hate.
mhm. I think also this could lead into another experiment just because in order to get to the stage of ranked gaming, that requires a lot more like gaming hours put into it, and that's something that we can't achieve with just like a week or two because we just like naturally you don't put that much time into gaming. That takes time to build up, and um, maybe in the future we could do something like that again.
Yeah, be pretty. Okay, we're gonna talk about the technical stuff that went on while we were playing and while we were trying to bring all the media together. Um, how do you want to talk about the frustrations you had with playing?
Okay. Well, like there were a lot of frustrations. First off, the server was always down, so it was really hard to get in one or two games because like I was never able to sign on. There was also a lot of trouble like with my mouse. I couldn't get it to work for a little bit, and there was just a lot of internet connection problems, and just it was very hard to get the video running. It was really hard, but in the end, I think we did a pretty good job of getting around it.
Yeah. Well, at the very end, we were able to record actual footage from the game. And what other issue? Well, I mean, like it's just relating back to what we talked about in class about frustrations with technology that we thought we just mentioned. And there's not much more to say. I mean, any final words you want to like bring up or?
I mean, overall, this was a great learning experience. Whether just learning about technology, like the community, the gaming community, I think there's so much to benefit from it, and I would like to do this again just for fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure to maybe troll a few people. Okay, well, we had a really fun time making it. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Bye.